It's been called Netflix for textbooks. Chegg allows students to rent college textbooks and ship them back at the end of the semester, saving students about $500 a year. Now, competition in the field is heating up. Chegg expanding beyond just textbooks. Dan Rosensweig, president and CEO of Chegg. Glad to have you here on Bloomberg West. The prices of textbooks for college students is amazing to those of us, people like me who just got out of college. All right, maybe I didn't just get out of college, but I have been looking at some college textbooks prices, and they're insane. They're $150, $200 for a textbook, quite often written by the professor. You guys have found a business around that.
Yeah, look, it's very difficult. I have an 18-year-old daughter about to go on to Colgate next year, and looking
Colgate, a fine school.
It's a great school.
Upstate New York, that's expensive too.
Yeah, it is. And
congratulations on that.
Thanks. Congratulate her. She earned it. But so we're very cognizant of the price of everything as it relates to colleges. And the price of textbooks, frankly, is more expensive than it needs to be. And more importantly, it's too expensive for people who actually cannot afford to get an education, that want to get an education and deserve to get an education. So the concept of Chegg is very simple. We take the risk. We spend the cash up front. We buy the books, and we rent them to students rather than them having to buy it. And so that $100 book or $120 book they might get from us for the semester for $40 or $50. So it becomes much more affordable, and we can effectively save them as much as $2,000 a year.
Now, what's the average shelf life? Pardon the pun in this case, but how good is a book? How many years is it good for? What kind of abuse do the books get? I mean, when I was in college, you sold your used books, you got a little back that way. How is this financially very different for your company?
Well, the reality is textbook publishers historically would change them as often as they could because they were trying to compete with the used market. So they would try to take books out of the market. Instead, there was actually a law that happened in 2009 that actually makes it more difficult for them to issue a new publication unless it's been substantially changed. So the average life of a book is about 3.5 years to 4 years, and we have the ability to rent them out several times over the course of a very fast period of time. We do our own warehousing and comes in the Chegg box, and it's Chegg branded, so we can actually get books back, clean them up, fix them if we need to, and get them shipped out within 4 hours. So we're able to get things to people right on time.
Dan, the co-founder of Chegg is also the founder of No, which is now making textbook software for tablets. Wouldn't that be a direct competitor to Chegg?
Well, it's going to be a competitive market no matter who enters it. They're an interesting company. We looked at their technology. They're really early. But we agree with the concept that things are eventually going to move digital, and we're going to be in a great position starting as early as this August to be offering a whole host of alternatives for people in any format that they want. So, we recognize that anytime you have a good idea, there are going to be competitors, and our goal is to focus on the students. And the more we focus on the students, the less we worry about what other people who may or may not be competing do.
In talking about hot companies going public this year, Chegg often comes up as a candidate. What are your plans to go public, and will that happen soon?
Well, as you can imagine, we're not really going to be talking about that. But most importantly, we're trying to build value. We want to build value for the students first. And if you saw new product launches now where, in addition to renting textbooks, we now offer the ability to schedule your classes as well as to get homework help, tutors, and other things. We're going to be rolling out a whole host of services over the course of the next several months. And if that creates a lot of value for students, we'll take a look at what makes the best sense for our company to raise the capital it needs to continue to grow.
Now, you guys have raised a ton of capital already. You've raised about $200 million already. That's a lot of money for textbooks.
Well, imagine what the students would be paying. So, yeah, we raised a lot of money, but almost all of it goes to actually paying for the textbooks. So our growth, the only thing that inhibits our growth is the ability to get access to capital. So we have some amazing investors, including Gabriel and Kleiner Perkins and Insight Foundation. And these guys back the company and really help us be able to get a leg up on anybody else who's trying to get into the market, because we do spend hundreds of millions of dollars on textbooks. And the beautiful thing is
it's really about inventory, just getting the inventory that you need of the right books.
Hey, look, the more we rent, the more students we get, and between the combined assets of Chegg now, between CourseRank and Cramster and Chegg, we have something close to 4 million students that have some sort of relationship with us. So the bigger we grow, the more services we offer, the more textbooks they want to rent, more capital that we've been using.
All right, Dan, really appreciate it. Hopefully when my kids are in school, they can just beam the stuff into their little heads and we don't need all the books. But thank you, and thanks for Chegg. Appreciate your time coming by.
Thank
Emily?
you.